Let's get one thing straight. Branding is not your logo, it's not your color palette, it's not your cute tagline. Branding is the way people feel when they hear your name. And if you don't control that, then you're leaving money on the table. Today, I'm gonna break down what branding really is so you can use it to make more, build trust faster, and stand out like a big purple beast in a sea of beige. And I've made over 7 figures online in my business, which is one digital product doing a little over 900K. So this isn't any theory, this is branding that sells. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just keep on thinking that branding is something that you tell people. And that's not the case at all. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then good luck on building a successful brand. But look, branding is not something that you tell people. Branding is something that people say about you when you're not in the room. Your brand is a gut feeling. It's not what you post. It's not a mission statement, but it's a vibe that people feel when your name comes across their feed. And here's the punchline. You don't own your brand, your audience does. So the only question is, are you giving them something to remember? Now, let's go deeper. That's what she said. Branding equals reputation engineering. You can't buy it, you can't fake it. You earn it through results, consistency, and alignment. If your offer says premium, but your website looks like 2009, then that's brand confusion. If your content screams trust me, but your delivery is mid, then that's a broken brand. Look, every post, every video, every funnel, every DM, you are either reinforcing your brand or wrecking it, and your brand is leveraged, so you need to protect it like equity. And here's a hard truth that you really need to understand. There's no single version of your brand because perception is personal. There are as many versions of your brand as people you've reached, and everybody has a slightly different perception based off their context, how they found you, and what they felt when they experienced your stuff. Now, you can't control every perception, but what you can control is consistency. Consistency sharpens perception. Hang on. That sounds like a tongue twister. Say that 10 times really fast. Consistency sharpens perception. Consistency sharpens perception. But consistency sharpens perception. So that means like same tone, same value, same delivery. And repetition builds trust, because trust builds a brand that gets paid, because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So here's how you flip the script on what you previously thought a brand was, right? Brand is not what you say, brand is what someone experiences. So let's look at Chick-fil-A versus your local gas station chicken, right? One has brand, the other has bacteria. Even though I might add, depending on what gas station you're at in the South, some of that gas station fried chicken is fire, right? Or another example may be Chick-fil-A versus something like Popeyes, right? What do you think of the experience when you get to both of those? Just like Chick-fil-A, my pleasure, everything's so nice and dandy and clean and seamless, versus they have like all kinds of skits all over the internet on the terrible customer service that you get from mean people at Popeyes, right? They both have a brand here. So branding is, how fast do I get help? How smooth is your sales process? How do I feel after purchasing from you? Because people want to feel good about what it is that they purchase. And here's something in sales that a lot of people don't realize either. They think that people hate to be sold to, but that's not the case, because people, they buy stuff each and every single day. So it's impossible to buy stuff every day, but hate being sold to. People actually love being sold to, but they want to feel good about their purchase. They want to feel like they purchased something because they wanted to, and they want to feel good about what it is that they purchased afterwards. The only time people don't like being sold to is when they don't feel good about their purchase after spending their money. That all goes into building your brand, because it's not about fancy graphics, it's about emotional residue. Does your brand leave people clearer, smarter, or hyped, or does it leave them wondering what you even do? If they're confused, then you're invisible. If they're clear, then you're inevitable. Now, when you're building a brand, you need to build your brand like a business, and you need to think in systems. And I have this acronym for system, which means saving yourself time, energy, and money, right? And in everything that we do in building our personal brands, in building our online businesses, right? We need to always be thinking in systems so these systems can work for us. So even though I have it being save yourself time, energy, and money, there's a system that you can use to grow and build a solid, trustworthy brand also. So with this system, you first need to understand the 4 levels of entrepreneurship for you to be like the avatar of an entrepreneur. Everything comes down to branding, marketing, sales, and delegation, right? But there's a reason why I have the branding as the foundation of everything, right? Because it is your solid foundation, and everybody else is out here is focused so much on marketing and sales that they're not focused on building that solid brand. And when you have a trustworthy brand, you don't really have to do that much marketing, or you don't have to do all kinds of crazy sales tactics, because you build that brand, you market to the people that are familiar with your brand, you sell stuff to the people that you're marketing to, and now once you have some money coming in online in your business, you can now delegate some tasks, right, to make some things easier on yourself, whether that be through a hiring process or getting virtual assistants or just getting more softwares and automating certain processes, right? But where a system comes in where you can focus in on building this solid foundation of your brand is this right here. So the S in system stands for to save yourself the stress of fake branding by building substance first. And there's a lot of people out here that are not focused on building a foundation of substance, and a lot of people are doing a lot of flash, right? Especially a lot of those people that do a lot of lifestyle marketing, but that stuff is not sustainable because they're building a foundation on a bunch of flashy stuff, a bunch of fake stuff in actuality instead of substance. And that stuff is not going to be long lasting. It's not going to be something that you will be able to do in the long run. Yeah, you might find some success in the short run by being fake, but is that short-lived success really even success? Because it's going to fizzle out fast. So the essence system, you want to save yourself the stress of fake branding by building substance first. The why, your brand is built on transformation, not talk. Look, as an entrepreneur, you will be so successful if you just obsess on coming up with a transformation for somebody else outside of yourself, right? As an entrepreneur, we are in the results business. We are in the transformation business. We are in the problem solving business. That's it. Everybody that's out here failing and everybody that's out here struggling, they're thinking of ways that they can make money. They're thinking of ways to do stuff for themselves. They're not thinking about anybody else. They're not thinking about anybody else outside in the market. They're only being selfish, thinking of themselves. But you will be able to build a power brand if you focus on transformation. So the why, your brand is built on transformation, not talk. Obsess over that. The S, stat proof, not promises, right? So many people are just out here telling people what they can do instead of showing them what they can do. So stat proof, not promises. T, talk like your people. There's so many people out here trying to look and sound and act like somebody else instead of themselves. And you need to talk to your people how they talk so they can understand you. So a great philosopher by the name of Sean Corey Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z, he has this great lyric that I love where he says, I dumbed down for my audience and doubled my dollars. They criticize me for it, yet they all yell holla. If skills sold, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically Talib Kweli. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I sold 5 million. I ain't been rhyming like common sense, right? So what Jay-Z was saying is that he has such a enhanced vocabulary, right? And he has so much lyrical ability, but he had to meet his audience where they were at. So he actually had to dumb down some of the stuff that he was saying to whereas people could understand and digest what it is that he was saying. So you could look at some old Jay-Z footage where he used to have a high top fade with the part to the side, right? And he used to do all the lyrical, spiritual, miracle raps, but he didn't pop off. As soon as he met his audience where they were at and talked like they talk, boom, he took off. He became Jay-Z. Now, dumb down may not be the best word here, but it actually will make you more intelligent when you can simplify a message to whereas it is easily digestible for the people that you are looking to help, for the people that you are looking to become familiar with your brand. So you need to talk like your people talk. Don't try to sound too smart. And a lot of times when people are trying to sound really smart, they end up sounding dumb actually. Or even if they do sound smart, a lot of the people that they are looking to reach, they feel intimidated because they don't understand what they're talking about, or certain stuff just sounds so complex that they don't believe that they can do it. So talk like your people talk. The E, earn trust with every touch point. Remember, every single thing that you're putting out into the marketplace, every single thing that you're putting out into this whole internet universe here, right? You need to be earning trust with every single touch point. So keep this in mind with every video. Keep this in mind with every product that you create. Keep this in mind with every funnel that you create. Keep this in mind with every email that you send. You're earning that trust with every single touch point. And the M, market the meaning, not the mechanics. You got to stand for something. What is the why behind what it is that you're doing? And then show that to people so they can feel that. And remember, like I said earlier, people, they buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So when you market the meaning over the mechanics, you are going to build a trust in people, because you'll be able to build a band of people and build an actual audience that all have certain values, that all have certain morals, that all have a certain sense of integrity that you share also, because you are going to be showing them the meaning behind your message, not just the mechanics of it. And that's how you start to build that tribe. That's how you start to build that loyal tribe, because everybody is going to get behind the meaning of your message, not the mechanics. And look, your brand, it's not the cherry on top. It's literally the plate that your whole business sits on. The old me used to think that. The old me used to be focused on sales and marketing. But like I said, the brand is the foundation. And I don't care what you build or how high you build or how you try to build, it's all going to crumble if the foundation isn't solid. And look, your brand doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be clear. Branding, it isn't some color scheme, it's your business seen at scale. And if you're serious about building a brand that doesn't just look good but sells, like all them that you see on the screen right now, go ahead and click the link down in the description to join this Credit to the Top community for weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made years past along my entrepreneurial journey, and not focusing on a solid brand and what a solid brand actually is. And it's not all the bells and whistles that people are wasting time on. It's this, and it's getting this system together right here to where you can build a solid, trustworthy brand that people know, like, and trust, so people can buy from you, because people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. So brand, your brand identity, and the feeling that people have when they hear your name to associate with your brand, it is everything. Like, it is the sole thing that you should be focusing on. So go ahead and click the link down in the description and tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here about how you can make a lot of money from your brand before you even have a product. It's Credit at the Top.